Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
And you know what else is funny? It's like black people who's ignorant and white people who stay ignorant is going to make this same conclusion that if black people get power, the first thing we're going to do is start killing up white people. That's where that's where this whole black supremacy bullshit is coming from. Because see what that is and it's like you're trying to place yourself at the center of my universe no matter what. It's like my brother made this comment about women. He said that he doesn't pay attention to what a woman says. He only pays attention to what they respond to. And that has withstood the test of time. The test of time. Because people always say anything. They'll talk and say anything. But what you got to pay attention to is what do they respond to? And one of the things I noticed that white people, if you want to really have white people concerned, you have to have that type of mentality where you're not thinking about them.
Yeah.
You got to let them know it's about me. It ain't about you. Nationhood, and I made a video about this before. I said nationhood, who is nationhood for? Is nationhood for us to show the white man that we just as good as him and we could fuck him? Nationhood should be for us and for our children and our seeds and our offsprings for the future. Why are we thinking about white people?
Wasting too much energy on that.
We don't allow these people to become the center of our fucking universe where everything is about them. Even when we make progress, it's like we thinking, I wonder what those white people gonna think now. I don't give a fuck about white people. I don't sit back worrying about white people and oh man, is this white man hungry today? I don't give a fuck about whether you eating or not.
Well, how do we make a curriculum to where white people aren't at the center of it? Even if you have a white person teaching them, black kids aren't looking to try to impress them. They're just looking to pass the test before them, and they're looking to gain more knowledge. How do we establish a youthful curriculum? Because I guess that's where that has to start. Because it's not that I have no hope for black adults. It's just with the children, being that what we're doing is nation building, and the children will be the future, and who we're going to kick the rock down, and we're going to have to entrust them to win the victory for us. How do we take white people out of the center of our universe?
I can tell you where it's not going to happen. I can answer that question. And another thing is, if you're going to give your children something, you have to give them something for them to take the baton and run with. We haven't done that.
That's true.
We haven't given them anything. You give them a nation to run with. I have total and complete confidence in our people. I know you can call it black supremacy, whatever the hell you want to call it. I know that when left alone and when we have our breasts and our brightest, we're going to outshine everybody else. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's always been.
Right.
So that's why my whole thing is centered around we have to create the context for our reality. Yes. We have to have complete social, economic, and political control over our environment. We have to control the policy on the land that we live on. And my thing is, as a black man, how are you going to call yourself a man and you're not thinking about having power? Yeah. So what the fuck are you? And then not only that, maybe I can kind of forgive you if you're not thinking about having power. But what's your excuse when you fight against a black man who wants to have power?
Yeah, that's sad.
That's even like you a bitch squared.
To the third power.
Yeah. Your bitchdom is increasing exponentially, like the Hulk's strength when he gets angry. Like that's what type of bitch you are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm like, most of the battles that I've had, like I said, and this is, people don't believe me, but it's the truth. The hardest battles that I've had in terms of nationhood has been with people of supposedly conscious, cultural conscious, Africa this, Africa that, Africa for Africans who don't like Africa. You know, they got Africa, they got all Africa all up in their name brand. They wearing Africa on their chest. But when you talk about going to Africa, whoa, what nigga? We can't go to no Africa. What's wrong with you? I said, what you rocking Africa for? Why you keep pushing this shit if you don't even believe in it?
Right. It's like they kind of like I want to say contradicting themselves as far as, or it's the damn, I'm trying to think of the word. But anyway, you know how we say, yeah. So you know how like we say like, oh, white people want to be black, but they don't want to experience the black. It's just like black people want to be of Africa, but they don't want to go to Africa. Like that don't even make sense.
Yeah, you want nationhood, but you don't want nationhood.
Right.
You want us to behave like, and I love those people too. They always point out and bring out the Chinese. They bring out the Jews. See how the Jews act? See how this act? Well, those people are highly ethnic centered. So do you? But when I say let's be ethnic centered, then what do you say? So you fighting me on the very thing that you're praising them for.
Right.
I think we got Neo Black with us.
What's going on, fam? What's going on, fam? How you doing?
Everybody. Hey, man.
What's going on? I was in the middle of something, so I couldn't get on earlier. How y'all been?
Your hair look nice, nice.
Cool.
Good.
Exactly. You know, now I know why he called me on to this, because we had plenty of discussions like this earlier about, you know, when I first met Holip, one of the main things I discussed was getting like-minded people who want to do something for ourselves, just that small group and contingency together and just rock it forward. And whoever else, once they see the power, that everybody else will just follow through. And I think, you know, that's really what, you know, has been going on with this discussion so far. But I wanted to answer a question you had. It was like, how do we get the young people to sort of get along with this or have a curriculum with them? The benefit, I would say, of dealing with young black people is that young black people already want something of their own. If you look at them, everything from hip-hop on down, it's their own. They have that sort of tribal mentality initially that they can't really voice it or really understand it. It's not until they talk to some older black folks when they tell them about, you know, how powerful the white man is or how, you know, great the other side is, that they really start to lose confidence in what they have. So I think for this point, you know, with respect to getting young people in, I think the BIO is simply the greatest measure for them, because we're like the only organization that actually tells them, that says, you know what, you're doing your thing, do your thing, and you know what, keep your thing to yourself. And another problem is, especially with this generation, a lot of young black people aren't really educated by the elders and the importance of sort of valuing what they have. And I think, you know, a lot of us are catching on our own, simply for the fact that we are living with the failures of the older generations with respect to integration and things of that sort. There's the reason why we have that. I know Holip has mentioned earlier that one of the main reasons the BIO exists because of the failures of the conscious community. I give the failures of the conscious community, I say 50% of the success of why the BIO exists. The other 50% goes to the black integrationist culture of the past.
Yep.
Because a lot of us are here because we witnessed their failures. I mean, we got all the receipts to show that how well they failed. So, you know, integration has had almost a 60-year run of pure failures. Not only is it pure failures, but it's regressional setbacks. I mean, we had something of our own back before then, and those dudes sold it out. So I think that's a really good selling point to younger people, is that you had something before, you have nothing now. And that's why the BIO is the place to be, because we'll get you something now, and more importantly, we'll get you something on your terms.
And can I reiterate something that you just pointed out? But I want to put some emphasis on it. These guys have failed miserably. The same people that's complaining about the BIO, the same people that's complaining about black nationalism, complaining about us having our own nation state. You motherfuckers have failed, and you're gonna hear it from me every fucking time. I'm gonna remind you that you failed, because you gotta get the nerve to try to come at us and give us advice. You build one fucking dirt road in this country, and then I'll listen to what you gotta say.
You can't compare to the status right here. Legendary worldwide, we can battle right here. Listen, Junior, I'ma tear back your wig. This ain't TV, but I'll show you what a fear factor is. Stop grilling me, and all that fronting is killing me. You leave me no choice but to hurt your feelings, G. About to slap rappers around in the